Just go ahead and finish.
Wait a minute. I'm not in Congress. You're in Congress, okay? You brought us sequestration, you brought us to the fiscal cliff right now. In 6 weeks, we're at the fiscal cliff. I'm not in Congress. I can't control that. And also, I am, to straighten out your position here, okay, Earth to Lou, I am against the tax cuts expiring for everyone except the very, very wealthy. Very, very wealthy. We should have the Bush tax cuts for the very wealthy expire. That's been my position all along. On Medicare, I am for keeping, this is where our big difference is, okay? I am for keeping Medicare, preserving Medicare as it is, and also Social Security as it is, and strengthening those in the following fashions. I want to point out one thing about the voucher system. In the last 3 days ago, the Kaiser Foundation, independent, objective Kaiser Foundation, came forward, and they said using the Romney-Ryan plan for Medicare is going to cost families thousands of dollars. We've had the CBO report that pegged it at 64. We have the Kaiser Foundation report that pegged it at thousands of dollars. So someplace in there is the fact that the voucher is going to cost you, the taxpayers, your families, more money. Now, we're going to talk about later in this discussion about how we fix Medicare, how we move forward. But right now, I want to say, with the time I have remaining, that the problem lies with Congress bringing businesses of all kinds, small businesses, to the fiscal cliff. And the question is, what are you going to do about the fiscal cliff in the next few weeks? What exactly are you going to do? You brought us there. You're in Congress. What's your plan?
Well, as a matter of fact, that was going to be my next question, so let's just continue on.
I'm very prescient. Yeah, very prescient.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, Gene, listen to what you're saying. You want to keep Medicare as it is. Medicare is going bankrupt in 12 years. So if you keep it as it is, Medicare will go bankrupt. So your plan to save Medicare is to allow it to go bankrupt. Without a plan to save it, it will go bankrupt. It won't be there in 12 years.
Let me elaborate, unless you can use the rest of your time if you wish. Go ahead.
Number two, Gene, I'm against sequestration. It was the president that wanted sequestration. I voted 5 times to replace sequestration, which will devastate our military. It'll dismantle the greatest military on the planet. And Pennsylvania will be hurt. 35,000 jobs will be cost by sequestration. I voted 5 times to replace it, and the president and the Democrats in the Senate do not support our plans, or the Democrats in the House. Number 3, Gene, there is no voucher. So we need to stop using the voucher. There is no voucher for Medicare. It's a direct payment. We're going to talk about Medicare, but there is no voucher. Nobody gets a voucher, so that's untrue. And when you say that you're for taxing just the rich, the plan that the Democrats want will tax 1 million small businesses. That's not the rich. Small businesses are not the rich. They're the people who invest back into their business, who will hire more people. That's who you're going to tax. If you understand business and you understand the economy, you cannot raise taxes on the very people who we want to create jobs.
Here, you made my point exactly, okay? Sequestration is an example of a dysfunctioning Congress, all right? Dysfunctioning Congress. When you have the extremes on both sides not being able to compromise and not be able to work to the middle and get things done, then Congress has completely lost its way. Both sides have to work together, and that's my position. Both sides have to work together. Whatever you want to call it, a voucher system, a premium adjustment, a premium help. The numbers just don't add up. They put the burden clearly on the working man, the middle class. That's where the burden is put. Now, we might as well get into how to reform and how to help Medicare. All right, how to help Medicare. Medicare has to be reformed. When I say as is, I mean no voucher system. When I say we have to help Medicare, I want to do things like this. Medicare is based on health costs. We have to bring down the health costs to every man, woman, child in this country, in general, and also for our seniors. So one of the key ways to do that, and we have to explain this all in 30 seconds, which is amazing. We have to cut medical costs, which I'll get into a little later when I have more time in this program. But the key thing we have to do is that we have to work on this. We have to implement this, bringing medical costs down. Working families, etc., have had insurance premiums go up. During the Bush administration, from 2002 to 2008, premiums went up by 8%. During the last 4 years, 3.5 years, they have only gone up by 4%, but still they have gone up. What I'm proposing, and you'll hear about it a little later when I have more time, is how to bring those premiums in line and how to make Medicare function.
Okay, we have 3 minutes for it to break at the bottom of the hour.
Thank you.
Lou Barletta on Medicare. Gene Silp says the vouchers won't work, it won't work.
Well, there's no voucher system, so we can't even talk about a plan that is not even on the table. There is no voucher system. Medicare is going to go bankrupt in just 12 years. So the plan that I support, to make sure that we save it for today's seniors and make sure that it's there for my children and grandchildren and your children and grandchildren, is to offer the same type of principle, the same plan that members of Congress get. So the plan that I support is that if you are 55 years or older, nothing changes. The plan you have is the plan you keep. You don't need to be concerned. But if you want to make sure it's there for your children and grandchildren who are under 55, the plan that we have in Congress is, when I got elected to Congress, I was given a book of different approved plans that I could choose from. The way this will work is the government will subsidize the plan that you choose. If you are a higher income person, the subsidy, it'll be a direct payment to the plan you choose, will be less. If you are a middle income individual, it will be more. If you are a low income individual, the plan is totally paid for. If we do this, we not only save Medicare for younger Americans, but we begin to pay off America's debt. That is what's driving the debt, and that is the only plan on the table to save Medicare.
The only thing we have in front of us is basically a scam, okay? The whatever words you use, vouchers, premium adjustment, attitude adjustment, it still gets back to this. You have to look at the studies that I've looked at. They've looked at all of Romney's words, all of Ryan's words, and they estimated what it's going to cost. Whether it's AARP, you seniors out there who are watching this program, Republican or Democrat, go to AARP, look at that. Go to the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, go to the Independent Kaiser Foundation. Each of these plans put forward by Ryan, Romney, etc., or my opponent, have a bottom line that costs families more. So therefore, it's up to you to look at that. But my position is that I am totally against the voucher system, the premium adjustment system that is put forward. Also, the administrative costs are larger than what it costs Medicare right now. So we have to make sure we save at every turn. But we cannot turn our back on our seniors who have the most critical diseases, whether it's cancer, mental deficiencies, heart attack, strokes. We cannot turn our back on them by this adjustment to Medicare, which will put, how should I say it, more burden on our seniors, because the plans will be, the cost will be borne by the seniors for this plan.
Okay, we're going to have to break, I think, RJ?
Yep, you're listening to the debate of the candidates for the 11th Congressional District, brought to you by Willard Garrod and McAvoy, architects in Harrisburg. Back to the WHP iHeart Radio Performance Studio in just a moment after news, traffic, and weather on WHP 580.